Hello everyone, welcome to another segment on making a loafers shoe. I remain your aspiring footwear professor Peter Shalom Gebe. In this very section, we'll be making our insole from the patterns to the finishing of the insole before going to the next process, which is the lasting and making of our loafers shoe. First thing we need to do when making our insole is to tape the bottom part of the last. The essence of taping the bottom part of the last is to get our insole patterns ready. So tape the last bottom from beginning to and that's from the front part to the back part of the last. So after taping the last, the next process is to get the outline of the feather edge on the last. It's either you cut it on the feather edge or just get the outline on the feather edge. So using my pencil, I'm getting the outline of the feather edge. The feather edge is just the edges where the last has the ending part to the bottom where they connect together. So trace the feather edge and either you cut it out, okay, and place it on a paper. The insole comprises of two important components that has to do with the insole material. We have the shank. The shank will be buried in between the insole. That is, we have the full insole and the half insole. The half insole is popularly known as the backer board. Mostly the backer board used to be more rigid and stronger, but in the absence of backer board, you can still use your fiber and bury your shank in between the insole. So in this very project here, I'm using the backer board. I'll be using the backer board rather. So we have to take measurement for our shank. Let's have 1 centimeter backward, or 2 centimeter, or 1.5 centimeter precisely from the back part to the front part. Then we'll create an allowance also that can be able to bury shank. Now peel out the masking tape and place it on the paper. So now make some adjustment if necessary and cut them up. Since the feather edge is a perfect cut, so we'll cut them on the feather edge where we place on the paper directly. So invariably our insole is ready for use, but we'll now get the backer, which will be the half portion where the lining where the shank will be in between.
Just as we measured earlier, now we're going to take the length of the shank, which is very, very important. It was the same thing I did earlier, just to check the length of the shank. So I'll make sure that the shank is covered, that the length will be able to cover the shank. So I gave 1 inch from the back, that is from where my shank will be laying. Then to the front as well, 1 to 2 inch or so, that could be able to cover. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'm cutting my backer pattern from that length. You can see I'm taking from that length, then draw it all around as well. But remember, it's going to be a half or a 3/4 out of the total length of the insole.
This is how far we can go with our insole making pattern. Let's go into the insole making proper. The material you need for the insole is a fiber and a shank, which are the two key things in this very project we are making. So we're going to trace our fiber out and also trace the backer, that's a half of the fiber as well. Trace them out and cut it on the line. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, why don't you just click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification button as we notify you on our subsequent videos. If you want to have an exclusive class session with us, you can leave a message direct to us as we take you into an exclusive training section with our training professionals who will put you through in the training process in footwear making entirely. Through our mentorship programs, you can register yourself and be a part of our mentorship programs as well. This is how far we can go. We hope you've gotten value from this very session as we go into the next session of coupling the insole, then starting our lasting properly. Thank you for having us here. We hope to see you next time again on our subsequent edition. I remain your aspiring footwear professor, Peter Shalom Jebe.